Gwen,
like,
if you would, tell us a little bit about the products themselves. I've heard you mention some of the names, and I know that Donald has, I've actually sampled some of them, but like I said, we've got listeners here that may have never tasted the wines and everything. So if you would tell us the names of the products and maybe a little bit about their flavor and things of that nature, and also, if you want to, you and Brittany could even tell us your personal favorites, because everybody has a personal favorite.
Oh, yes, we do.
Everybody does, yes. Yes.
All of the above.
I know, right?
All of the above, right? Every last one.
Depends on what mood I'm in. But we have Shoe Crazy is the brand, so everything is under the brand Shoe Crazy. So we have a Cabernet, we have a Sauvignon Blanc, a Cabernet that has a little Merlot in it, and some licorice notes, some blackberries. We have a Sauvignon Blanc that's a French grape, but I made it taste like a New Zealand, so you get more grapefruit notes, more citrus notes in it, very crisp, fruit forward. We have a Chardonnay that's sold out, and we're bringing back in that has a little butteriness on it, not a lot of oak in it, pear notes. Oh, gosh, we have Food Harmony, which is our flagship, and that's a Moscato and a Grenache Grease hybrid called Symphony, and it's sweetened, but we sweeten it similar to the way they do ice wine in Canada, where the grapes are almost rotted on the vine, so the natural sugars come out, so you get this beautiful sweetness with a little bit of a floral finish. We also have a rosé that I put in a clay barrel, so you get a beautiful mineral finish on it. I think James was talking about it. It's a really a person that loves non-traditional rosé loves our rosé. It does really well. We also have a sparkling peach mango that we just released, and believe it or not, it's sold out before we could get it to the stores. We took pre-orders in Maryland for it. So we just entered that. That's a demi-sec, so it's semi-sweet, sparkling peach mango. What else do we have, Brittany? Did I miss something? We have a red blend.
We have our red blend. That's got a nice sweetness to it, but you still have the nice dryness at the beginning, but it has a little bit of sweetness right at the end. So it should be enjoyable for our drier drinkers and also our sweeter drinkers.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I have standing orders for the red blend.
Yes, the red blend, yes.
A lot of people got to stand in order for that.
It's coming back. It is. It's coming back. And then, like I said, we're releasing a sparkling strawberry for the holidays, in time for the holidays. I think I got them all. them all.
Yeah, you did. Yep. Got them all.
Got them all. That was really good. Now, my question to y'all is, do you have anybody that's carrying the wine up in the New Jersey area? Because that's where Dean is, and I'm sure that Dean probably has some contacts up there if you don't. So is anybody carrying anything up in New Jersey, New York yet?
Not yet, and we have had people begging for it up there in Jersey and New York. We don't have a distributor there. That's the challenge.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Each state, you have to have a distributor in each state, or either become a distributor in the state. So that's our challenge. I've contacted quite a few in New York and New Jersey and have not gotten anybody to pick us up yet.
Well, Dean works with the NAACP.
That's the bigger challenge.
Dean works with the NAACP up there, so he might be able to find somebody for you up there. What do you think, Dean?
Oh, okay. We love all the help we can get.
We could definitely look into that and see where or who would be willing to assist in that endeavor, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Otherwise, I'm going to have to come back home and go to the Croaker spot and get some
lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Run down.
Yep, exactly.
Dean is from Pittsburgh, so you make that run back home all the time.
Now, look, for those who don't know, the Croaker spot first opened in Richmond. And they used to have lines going around the street. People would wait 2-3 hours to get a seat. And now they have the location in Richmond and one in my hometown of Petersburg, Virginia. Outstanding food. If you're ever down that way, check out the Croaker spot. And make sure you have not eaten because you may not finish what you had.
Oh, you won't. Huge.
It's so much food. It's so much food. It's a lot of food.
Thank you for the tip.
It's the cornbread. They have cornbread that was made in another world. I'm sure of it. It's so good. It's so thick and big. It had to be made somewhere other than Earth. It's so good.
It tastes just like cake.
I'm writing as you're speaking, Gwen. I'm making my notes.
Make your notes. Make your things happen.
I'm making my notes. But yeah, we are really grateful to those vendors that have opened the door for us here in North Carolina. And like I said, the good thing about the unique way we're marketing is that they couldn't believe that they'd get free international radio advertising by carrying our brand. And it's funny, you run into the rep from the big boys, and they look at me like I'm crazy. You're doing free advertising? Yeah. Why aren't you? You've got 3/4 of the shelf space here, and you're not advertising your brand? So it's kind of unique, especially the smaller family-owned businesses who don't have the budgets to do something like that. It's a plus. First off, they let us in, and then they find out that this is a part of our process. It spreads quickly amongst the smaller business owners that, hey, we should carry this wine, number one, because it's good. As the one co-owner of one restaurant we recently had a tasting at, she texted the other owner saying, this wine is good.
Exactly.
So it's good to get that kind of recognition while we're out there. And with me in particular, since I'm out doing knocking on doors, I'm also Ubering while I'm doing it. So I'm having conversations and passing out flyers and information about the product to almost every passenger I pick up while I'm going from one sales call to another, or one sales call to make it a delivery. And we're getting the word out. What is the word? Guerrilla style.
It's guerrilla marketing, exactly.
Guerrilla marketing.
Well, you said
I don't know.
sometimes it has to
okay?
be done.
I don't know. Is it okay to mention some of those smaller retail shops that have done business with us, because we do appreciate that, and if we could say those names, it would be helpful to us and maybe to them as well. Is that allowed?
Oh, you can do that, most definitely.
Yeah, I think you can do that.
I was hoping. Well, yeah. Well, first and foremost, I'd like to thank Shoe Crazy Wine, because they took a chance on a young fledgling company. We took a chance on them as well, but it's all worked out thus far, and we're really appreciative for that opportunity. Some of the other businesses in the area that are working with Portfolio Group and Shoe Crazy Wine is the Chocolate Boutique in Raleigh and Imbibe in Chapel Hill. The Hayti Heritage Center, which is a venue in downtown Durham. Their concession stands when they have events. They have Shoe Crazy Wine on the shelf. There's a motorcycle club here called the Hog Pen that is taking a chance on our wine, and they're doing very well over here. We explore all markets, okay? Wine and Beer 101 is a retail outlet here in North Carolina. They've got 4 locations, of which we are in 3 of those locations right now. One in Wendell, North Carolina, Youngsville, North Carolina, and Raleigh. There's Proof Bistro in Raleigh, Sip Bistro in Holly Springs, Dame's Chicken and Waffle Mark. You may not have known this, but they've picked us up in Cary as well as Durham. So if you're over there, ask for a glass. They'll be glad to serve it to you. And we also got into, I'm sorry?
Yeah. Ask for a Sweet Harmony mimosa.
Yeah. And we recently got into Bottle Revolution in Apex and here in Raleigh on Lake Boone Trail. And Gwen, I don't know if Donald mentioned this to you, but it was about 2 weeks ago. We got into Southern Seasons in Chapel Hill. So we're trying to make some inroads there, and also Eagle Entertainment Center, which is a large nightclub here. So we're trying to do some things. As you notice, it's a diversified base. We've got the retail stores, we've got the clubs, we've got restaurants. So we're still trying to get in those big boxes, and that's the one of the strategies for the upcoming year and Q4. So I appreciate you letting me do that.
No, not a problem at all.
So, Gwen, just out of curiosity, what do you think why do you think, because I know it's not just the wine side, but also the beer side, because I know that Celeste, who runs Harlem Brewing, was here earlier this year for the Art of Cool and everything, but a lot of these breweries and micro microbreweries and small wines are becoming more popular these days. Not necessarily in our community. We need more of them in our community. But why do you think that they are becoming so much popular these days? I mean, every time I turn around, there's a new tap room or wine house or something open in the area. So it just seems like there seems to be a rebirth of some degree in that side of the alcohol business. And I was just wondering why you thought that was happening and everything, what your own opinion of that was.
Well, I think people are getting away from the more tried and true big name beers. They want something that, somebody started in their garage, expanded out and got their own distillery, and brew house, and you get to meet the owners of those places. And again, I think tying into what Brittany said about what we do, it's the personalization of this industry now. People want to meet the owners of that brewery, like Celeste. I mean, you want to sit down and have a beer with her, but you want to know something about her too. So I think it's more personalized now. And I think that comes from our voracious appetite for social media, your Facebooks, your Instagram. It's personalizing your personal life now to everybody, right? And I think our industry is going there. And that's what we in the wine industry try to tap into. So when you look at
is there a national organization? Is there any sort of national organization for minorities in the spirit industry at all, whether it be wine, whether it be beer, whether it be hard liquor, whether it be whatever? Is there any sort of national organization that exists for minorities, or even just small businesses as well that folks need to be aware of and be involved with? Is there any of those kind of organizations, or is that?
There was one for the wine industry, but I think it kind of fell to the wayside a few years ago. The only ones that I know of are the general industries that everybody joins, and those are a fortune, to become members of. But I don't know any specifically ones that are geared towards, people of color or black-owned or anything like that. I really don't know. I know that the wine one is now defunct, to my knowledge.
Wow.
But it's something that's desperately needed because we're growing in this industry, not just from owning the wine, but like the distribution side. I mean, you've got boutique distributors like, Portfolio Group and myself that are out there. I'm sure there are many more. So we kind of need something like that to be able to come together as a group. But right now we're all just trying to hang on by our fingernails and, struggling to stay afloat.
Yeah.
And you know how that is. It's what the immediate need is. Yeah. But,
very true.
Yeah, Shoe Crazy is a brand. I'm not just like a wine company. I tell people we're a brand. We're going to release a tequila and a vodka here in the next 6 months under the Shoe Crazy brand. And that's why I said I'm not, the vineyard owner that wants to coddle grapes and, and prune vines and, and all those types of things. I'm in a business, and the business is the brand of Shoe Crazy, and wine happens to be what I started with.
What are some of the other expansion things you have in mind? What are some of the other expansion things you have in mind other than the tequila and the I forgot the other one you just said. Vodka.
Vodka. Probably bourbon. We're going to try to, get our hands we're going to try to embrace this industry, if you will. So we're looking at that. We also do, we do private label for boutique hotels. If they want their own, brand and their hotel is bottled and cellared by Shoe Crazy. So, we have some different components of our business, wine being the baby that we started with. And now we're kind of, expanding out beyond that slowly.
Mm-hmm. Well, Donald, you might want to take notes because I did see that, we have that new hotel that just opened, and they're carrying the wines as well. So I did see that Unscripted, and that man that thought that, who was a Duke graduate, spent like $17 million to buy both the hotel and the big skyscraper that's going up next to it next year. But I know they're going to be. Yeah. So
that's Unscripted. Yeah, I've been following that one.
Yeah.
And I'll kind of tell you a quick. I'll kind of tell you a quick joke. We were talking about the beer side of it. As most folks that have been out here for a while will see, most of the people starting to craft beer, UNC students that graduated and didn't find a job.
Okay, they drink enough.